Hello everybody. So I have been having a lot of people ask me to look inside their keep and give them some advice and just kind of point them in the right direction. So I figured I would make a quick video for the Alliance so everybody can get a tutorial real quick. And I will try to speed through this just so it doesn't take an hour. My screen might look a little bit different than yours normally does just because I'm playing on the PC version. I prefer it just because it has a wider screen. But let's get right into it. So Evony is a pay-to-play game. So the best way to advance is to pay money. Buying packs is the best way. The main pack is always what we recommend people to buy. You get a lot of stuff in here that is going to help you grow and advance in the game that you can get just from doing your dailies and typical stuff, but you get a lot more of it through here. So you really have to focus on trying to get a lot of these things like the blood crystals, the golden twigs, the merit jades, the tactic boxes in other avenues unless if you're going to coin hard. And we always recommend if you're going to coin, at least go to Suli's pool and try to primarily get this main pack, or if there's some other pack out there that's caught your eye, feel free to grab that. So the best way to get advanced stuff that you would get out of the packs would be, first of all, doing your dailies. Always finish your dailies. This is going to give you treasure boxes, SOL, military tactics. You're going to get treatises. You're going to get covenant stones. A lot of good stuff in here that you really can't get elsewhere. So always make sure you do all of your dailies up to the 145 every single day. If you're a low coiner, I also recommend going into an ancient relic. Ancient relics are great for blood and other rewards. Try to have a march in there at all times. And then I also recommend doing a level 16 tile, at least 2 or 3 of them per day, just so you can get some blood, some wishing coins, some hammers, the harvest gift of course, some eggs, some blood crystals, everybody needs all of that stuff. Now ultimately you're trying to collect that stuff so you can dump it into your keep to increase your attacking buffs, your defending buffs, everything all around. And so a good place to start would be the academy. You always want to try to complete advanced defense and military as soon as possible and start chipping into the military advanced, defense advanced, all of those good things. Now in here you're going to get a lot of all-around buffs like the increased single range troop attack 40%. This is going to increase your ranged troop attack 40% across the board. Whether you're attacking, defending, reinforcing, no matter what you're doing, you're going to have that 40%. And so it's good to go through here and max out all of this stuff. You definitely want that speed, you want the march capacity, everything you can get out of here for the basics. Once you get a little bit more advanced, I believe it's K36, you'll unlock the Military Academy. Military Academy uses the tactics. Tactics are very important to save up as much as you can. Once you start going into the Military Academy, if you don't have a ton of tactics, try to pick and choose what you can do. You're going to have to do your first 8 to 10 to unlock your next one, but I always like knocking out these big ones. And then, you can go through, always do the march size. March size is super important. And then I like to look for attacking while defending, because that's going to increase your in-city buffs, your defending buffs, all of that good stuff. But then also look at what it's doing when you're joining the Alliance, because right here you're increasing your defense when you join the Alliance War, and you're increasing your attack when you're defending. So definitely go through and read what they're going to be giving you, and make sure you pick and choose to benefit you, whatever you're trying to do. Defense ones are usually the ones people go for, just because in-city buffs are so important, and as a low coiner that's going to be one of the easier things to perfect. So after that, a good spot to take a look would be blazons. Blazons are pretty important and can definitely talk about these for a while, but you basically just want to try to lock all of your doubles, and a double would mean it has 2 of the same thing. So in rally mounted troop attack, in rally mounted troop attack. And the reason you want to do that is because once you start leveling up, you're going to get some random ones underneath it, and it's just nice to have those first 2 exactly what you want it. And then, if you get one you don't like, you can start over with another double. So that's why we lock all of our doubles. You also want to make sure you're using the right set. So right here is a Valor Shadow Blazon, but if you look, there's also Compassion. Compassion would be for defending, Valor is for attacking. I have all Valor, so I have the Valor set buffs right here. And we'll show you the set attributes on the actual Blazon. Now once you get it up to level 20, you can go to Cultivating, and you can double all of those percents. This is fairly expensive, but it adds nice buffs if you can do it. Run through that quick because we could definitely talk about that for a while. But Spirit Beast Seals. So this is super important because these are always active as well. So this attacking mounted troop attack is always active. This 25% is always active. This gathering speed is always active. So any of these, you really want to find out which one's going to benefit you the most. Like this attacking ground troop HP, I haven't really pumped that up too well. The attacking range troop defense, haven't really pumped it up. In-city ground troop, not really. But this attacking mounted, I put some into there. Now you can go through and find which ones you like, and you can definitely focus on specific ones. I've been working on this one lately to get my in-city siege machine attack up. But then on top of this, you also get set buffs from how many seals you have per beast and your level for the pasture. So most beasts will give you a clean 10% all the way down. So if you have spirit beasts at 10 and the pasture's level 30, you get 10% range troop attack, 10% range troop attack, 10% range troop attack, all the way down until you hit the end, which is 15. Now Chimera is the one that is different. His goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I definitely recommend trying to max him out for the level of your keep if you can. Not super important because you're getting mounted troop attack, range troop HP, and siege machine defense, but it does add up, and any buff you can grab is nice. So with the tactic boxes that you get from the main pack and the dailies, I like to focus on this ranged one just because ranged is one of the biggest ones that biggest rallies that we use. And the reason I like this is because the breakthroughs, which this is true on all of these for the breakthroughs, they are owned to activate. So anytime you are active, these are active. So all troops attack 29%, range troop attack 29%, enemy troop HP 30%, in rally range troop attack 98%. These are always active. So these are very important to increase as often as you can. On top of the breakthroughs, the drills are important as well, but these are only active when you connect it to the march. So when you're about to attack somebody or send a march out, if you click on this drill, it will increase your range troop and siege machine defense 46%, attacking range troop and siege machine HP 46%, so on and so forth. So you actually have to be using this to gain those buffs. Now, more of the coining buffs would be some of the Civ treasures. Now, Civ treasures are hard to level up, but you gotta always be looking for those boxes because when you level these up, you're getting all of these buffs all the time. I'm always getting this 37.5% march capacity. I'm always getting my enemy siege machine attack 62.5%. The only thing that is used to activate is this lower buff. So the healing speed, I use this in Battlefield. I'll use this one when I'm researching, this one when I'm hunting monsters, and this one when I'm doing construction. Just anything that can help you out. Now, art treasures are similar to the Civ treasures, where their buffs are all around. When you level this up, you will always get these buffs. And these are pretty nice buffs to get. They're hard to get these scrolls, but you get them over time from buying packs, killing monsters, gathering. Anything you can do will actually slowly add these up. Now these are hard to unlock because on top of that, you also need to unlock the general hall for that specific treasure. Now these are fairly difficult to get. You can get most of them through the general tokens, but some of them you can only get from events like the Cayuga, Alessandra, and then Trump. All pretty difficult to get. you usually can only find them in the events. Now, Civ gear will also help out your generals, of course. Anytime you can get Civ gear, you're going to get a lot more percent than Arc gear or Dragon gear or any of the other gear. And then the refining attributes are also going to be able to be higher. You can usually get up to 30%, where on Arc gear I believe it's only 25%. Now on top of this, when you are adding these stars to it, you are going to be unlocking, let me pull it up in here. So this Star Atlas buffs are always active. So when you increase the stars on your Civ gear, you will start to unlock these. And so now this in-city range troop and siege machine attack 6% is always active. All of these are always active. So these are lower buffs and harder to get, but you can't forget about them because everything adds up. Now, dragon talents are also nice. We love our dragon talents in Battlefield for healing. Right here you get 30% healing speed. Not done maxing him out, but as you can see, 17% on his. If you come over to these dragons, alright, we get all troops attack, 36.5%. Troop defense goes down, but we're not too worried about that. Siege machine attack, oh no, that's not the talent. In-city troop HP, 28%. Hospital capacity, 7%. Haven't unlocked this one yet because I need to get all stars dragon, but attacking siege machine and range troop attack and march capacity. So these are very important to do when you're going into a battlefield and will always help. You can only use them once every 24 hours, but they do last for 4 hours once you do them. Another good spot to get buffs is champions. Now champions have a lot of buffs. There's a lot of different champions, and some of them have good buffs and bad buffs mixed together. Definitely a good idea to find one that's going to benefit you the most and start working on that one. Elizabeth is great for defense. I love leveling her up. I would actually still be leveling her up right now, but I am currently working on Minerva. I would like to get this attacking siege machine attack up, so to 18 I go. Now, the last place I like to talk about buffs is the Senate, and this is because although it does give you buffs, it is low buffs and expensive buffs. Now first of all, you're going to have to unlock the spots to be able to put your generals here. But when you do unlock it, if you put a general here with no red stars, you're only going to get that first buff, and it's a very minimal buff. To get all of them, you're going to have a fully ascended general, and that is a lot of copies and a lot of blood. So it's hard to get there, and it's minimal buffs. Although you do get good buffs through here, like in-city siege machine HP 8%, definitely need that. It is expensive to get these, so I recommend working on other generals, like your attacking generals, your duty generals, certain things like that before you actually start working on these generals. But then when you do start working in the Senate, great spot to get buffs is over here in the upgrade and the promotion. Now, I like the leading senator right here. I have my in rally range troop attack almost maxed out. I just feel like 2,300 of these for 4% isn't really worth it. So I'm going to sit on this one for a while until I have the other ones done. Right now I'm currently going through and I'm trying to get the siege HP up, which my siege HP, I believe in-city range troop and siege machine HP, and then defending siege machine HP. So we're currently working on getting these leveled up. That's my biggest concern, is in-city siege machine HP. And so that's pretty much the basics of where you can get buffs. Another good spot, before I forget real quick, would be duty generals. Duty generals give you really good buffs. Even the free-to-play ones, if you fully ascend them, come with really good buffs. You get all of these buffs put into it, so that definitely adds up. Now if you get The more expensive duty gens, they definitely come with some better buffs. Internal for the city through their specs. Like I can get, you know, research speed. I guess this guy isn't too great. Let's take a look at Clovis though. Clovis's in-city troop HP 15%. And then you're getting in-city troop attack 4, in-city troop HP, in-city troop defense, and I don't even have him finished yet. So you can definitely get good buffs from him. Hawkwood's my favorite. He's new. Got him to the 2nd star for the in-city troop 30%. But you definitely have to look everywhere for these buffs. So good luck everybody. Try to send this video to some of your friends out here. Let's get some subscribers so we can start streaming. Have a great night.